So yeah, when I tried to go to Canada, they denied me from going to Canada. And to the people who could see out my eyes, they tried to make it seem like it was about weed, but they said out their mouth it was because I had too many charges. So now I went to the closest city to Canada, which was Buffalo, New York. Something directed me there. All of a sudden, the welfare office was on Pearl Street. I met Devlon Jameson on Pearl Street. I don't know what this Pearl got me caught up in, but I don't like the bitch. She's stupid. Like, you ever seen people that's in charge of certain shit? You be rooting for them like I'm happy you in charge. You a good person. She's just the dumbest, most fucked up person to be in charge. I don't like her. I don't even know her. Who the fuck is a Pearl? I don't like you, Pearl. I don't even know you. Never seen you before. It was a flyer downstairs by my mailbox. It said Chef Pearl. So I just emailed her in case that was the Pearl to tell her to leave me and my kids alone. Leave us alone. Like people on Stuyvesant told her like 10 years ago, but y'all not even in the same age bracket. How could you not like her? You shouldn't even know her. She's not even in your age bracket. They told her that. So then one time on Stuyvesant, I was getting in the car with Jessica. But I'm not cool with Jessica, but sometimes I just deal with her. So then somebody called Jessica like I'm about to fight. So then I'm like, drop me off, Jessica. She like, no, we going right down the street. So I'm like, oh my God, here we go. So then when we get to this apartment complex on Stuyvesant, across from Parkside, when we get there, I did notice a pearl colored Cadillac because I said I like that color. But the girl was there like, come outside, come outside. So I'm sitting there eating my food because I just came out the store. She like, come outside, come outside. Jessica trying to figure out who coming outside. So, motherfucker, she never came outside. She like, come outside. Some girl that Jessica knew was calling her outside. So I'm like, damn. Then that's when the person never came outside. So then the police came, and I think they saw me at the scene. Even though I wasn't involved, I was still at the scene. So on another occasion, Tweez had me meet him across from Hellingfall Hospital at those apartments one day. I was sitting there waiting. I was blasting my music. My music was so fucking loud. I was blasting my music, waiting for Tweez, because that's who I was doing business dealings with. He had me meet him there. He took so long. I was there for like damn near an hour waiting in the parking lot. I felt that was funny. That was a setup from the police, though. Tweez ain't police, but that was a setup from the police. So I don't know if Pearl stayed there, and it seemed like because I was playing that 50-50 love. I forgot the rest of the song, but I was playing that shit. It was an old school song, and I was blasting it because I had a nice system. So I don't know if she was making it seem like I liked her, but I think Pearl thought I was a man. If she would have known I was a woman, I don't think she would have did that. See, they had me confused with the man up in New York named Frankie Williams. See, it's two different Frankie Williams. It's a Frankie Williams up in New York, and then it's me, Frankie Williams. Then you got an Italian named Frankie Williams, and we all got the same birth dates and shit. I don't know about the one in New York, about his birthday, but I know me and like 3 Frankie Williams got the same birth date, just different socials. One of them work at the casino. So she probably thought I was stalking her and creating a situation, not realizing she was creating a situation with a girl. And I'm not gay. So when Devlin came in the picture, he did ask if I could have a threesome. I said no, but I was already thinking about it because I'm like, damn near everybody gay. What's so special about it? So I did try it, but I didn't like it and I didn't finish. And the person I was did it with, no, I don't like it. I'm not gay. Being gay ain't for me. Nope. So I guess when she realized that I was an actual female, that's when she tried to make me gay. Make it seem like I was gay. So it could seem like I'm not gay. So I wouldn't like you. No. But her whole agenda was based off me being a man. So anyway, I remember the pearl colored Cadillac. So more than likely Pearl, and then after that, somebody said that Pearl was they never said her name, but she tried to make it seem they was trying to make it seem like that was the first encounter. Or maybe I don't know if they was trying to make it seem like that was the first or just one of the encounters, but they was trying to make it seem like after that they couldn't get me to be there to even like they can't get me to go to a fight. But one time I had an altercation in Kingsbury and I did call Jessica there. So it makes it seem true, but it's not. So I guess you figure, oh, Frankie friends, I guess she paid people to harass her. So she could say, Frankie, her friends harassing me. Then around she found out I was a female because she thought I was a man. When she found out I was a female, that's when they had to try to make it seem like I was gay. So they brought Devil on in the picture in 2013 to make that happen. But but I met him before that situation even occurred because that situation occurred in 2016. But I met him on Pearl Street, so she was already attacking me. Or somebody doing this because of lies that Pearl told. So I guess she probably stole something or thought she stole my money, but she really was in cahoots with other people to steal another Frankie Williams money. You never stole my money. So she said, I'm sorry. Somebody was inside of me said, I'm sorry, I fucked your life up trying to cover up stealing your money and I just fucked your life up. Somebody said that inside of me. I could hear the shit. But she never stole my money. So she just fucked my life up and created all these situations for no reason. So it's like if you stole my money, why would you be worrying about me? But for some reason, she thought she stole my money and she was worrying about me when I wasn't never worrying about her. But she wanted to be so relevant that she lied and said, Frankie and her friends are attacking me. So now people are probably attacking me because they thought I was attacking her when I never did. I never saw her, never met her, never talked to her, nothing. And these people that she put on me, because sometimes I notice like Carol and a couple of people, they'll lie, like they'll say somebody hit them and they didn't. They'll say somebody disrespected them and they didn't to get that person targeted. So these people lie to get you targeted. And the people they tell the lies to sometimes know it's a lie, but still target you anyway. These people thinking they living with my dad's fortune. My dad is a junkie. He doesn't have any money. So, or maybe he's not, but the one I met was a junkie. I met him in 2018 for the first time. So maybe it was stealing some type of money, but these people live off of sympathy money. So while I was a kid, like how my baby dad is, he getting sympathy money. He not getting as much as these people got back then, but he's getting sympathy money for having my daughter. They live off sympathy money. They need sympathy money to pay the bills, people to pay their rent, shit like that. So when I was younger, these people got sympathy money, which were gifts. given. You know, being that they were probably on drugs, people didn't give them the money. They said, "I'll give it to your daughter," and probably gave me like, they can't give me cash because they might as well give it to them. So they probably gave me like savings bonds or trust funds. Since you need this for your daughter, I'll make sure she good. So people were probably scamming people on my behalf. Some people probably gave them cash. Some people probably gave them a savings bonds or a trust fund. But they were scamming people for this. So when I turned a certain age, they started basically stealing the money that they scammed people for, even though it was probably gifted to me. But for some reason, she got this aggressive, disrespectful group onto me. And they've been acting like they defending her by raping my kids. Like, we don't even know this Lady Pearl for y'all to be doing this shit. But I also know that Carol wanted to put me, when I was 14, she wanted me to mess with Rayshon Marshall. He was one of my neighbors in the neighborhood. And he was one of these disrespectful, aggressive, abusive niggas. So it's like these people kept trying anything in their power to get these aggressive, disrespectful niggas to attack me, whether it's a lie or not. And these aggressive, disrespectful niggas, they could know it's a lie. They like type, when you aggressive like that, you a bully. So bullies be knowing it's a lie. They'll just act on it anyway. And the only reason they needed that was because some of these gifts that they scammed people for when I was a kid, they probably needed me to be in their care so they could easily get me to sign it over or get me to give it to them and have these aggressive niggas do it and then lock them up after that. It must be some more money left that they need, but the niggas up in New York took that in 2018. That's why they said, stop trying to rob somebody. Make sure the money there first. So they was just going to put me with these aggressive bullies for no reason. So now my son is attached to him and they won't let him go. Now they want my daughter attached to him. And even about my daughter, I think, see, I got it tatted on my arm that I take care of the replacements while they raping my real kids. So they had my real daughter since she was probably 6, or probably had her from birth, or probably had her since 10. They keep trying to create different situations and frame different people for it. Like, how you going to defend Frankie when you help give us the daughter? Like, how many daughters? Like, you done framed like 3 different groups of people, 3 different separate occasions when you probably had her from birth. So now they want to emancipate her at 15 because they said that shit 5 years ago. That they want to emancipate her at 15. Basically, so I ain't got no say so on nothing she got going on. I can't fight for her. But the whole thing is, do you actually have my daughter? You get what I'm saying? Because like I said, when my daughter was born, I seen the daughter. Then when I went in the hospital room, they handed me another daughter. And I'm like, because I had a C-section, I was up. I'm like, that ain't my daughter. Then they came back with another daughter. So that's 3 different kids in one hospital visit. Do you have my daughter? Or are you mating with somebody else's? That's the question. Or they might do have my daughter. I just don't fucking know. You get what I'm saying? I don't know. But it's like, which one is my daughter? Do you have my daughter? Is this one actually my daughter? Or is my daughter somewhere where y'all don't know? Or is she dead? Because when somebody lie and say, oh, Frankie's born a curse, they lied and said I was born a curse, they might have killed my kids at birth. So the curse don't continue. So the question is, you doing all this to get my daughter, but is that my daughter? So yeah, that's another thing. And he done pushed mad babies out the little girl. So he like, she gave me a family. And he don't want me or what's inside of me fucking it up. But do you even have my daughter? Or are you acting like you got my daughter? And then they got my son in jail. So basically, this is what they trying to do. It's like they trying to kill me and force my son to sign it over and act like they gotta rape him in order for him to sign it over when all they gotta do is ask. You know what I'm saying? But them people up in New York probably done stole all them gifts. They done sold all these houses that people left me for like $1. They just gave it away. They gave a lot of property away for like $1. You get what I'm saying? But these are scammers. They probably knew I was going to die. See, this is the thing. They did all these scams before I was 4 years old. Then they tried to kill me when I was 4 years old so they could get everything when I was 4 years old. Because if I would have died, they would have got everything when I was 4. But I ain't died. So now they got to go about it through other means just to get it. So if I'm occupied being raped by a bunch of aggressive, disrespectful, nasty ass niggas, then you can easily get it from me. They could force me to marry him. They can't force me to marry him because I'm still going to say no. I'll just take the abuse. No. But it's easier to get it with one of them around. You know, they'll force me to sign it over. But the kicker is I signed it over when I was 18 to Carol. I signed over everything to Carol when I was 18. So why are you still here? That was 27 years ago. So if I signed this shit over 27 years ago, why are you still here to this day? Or did you include me in something else just so you could have a reason to kill me? And the only reason why they really trying to kill me is because Frankie Williams might not be my identity. Because from what I heard, Frankie Williams might be dark skin, but Frankie Williams might be my identity. But the only reason they trying to kill me is because they probably have a kid that they wasn't supposed to have. So if you have a kid you're not supposed to have, they tried to kill me at 4 years old so they could cover up having me. But now I'm grown. So it's like they trying to cover up ever having me. Now when I go to Carol's house, it's like they trying to pin this shit on the Africans. Now you got an African at her house acting like her. So when I tell my story or tell the truth, would you want her to get locked up acting like, oh, she was acting like she was my mom the whole time and she wasn't, or acting like she raised a kidnapped victim the whole time? So they just trying to shift the blame to the Africans now, or the Haitians, whatever they are, because they had a kid that wasn't theirs. You get what I'm saying? I don't know if they stole my real mother's identity. I don't know if they gave me somebody else's birth certificate and then acted like the mom on the birth certificate and somebody else acted like the dad on the birth certificate. I don't know what they doing. But from what I heard, Frank and Carol are okay and they in UK. Yeah. That's what they said up in New York. Frank and Carol, the real Frank and the real Carol, they're up UK. Yeah. So it's like somehow they got their information or their kid's birth certificate and somehow gave it to me. But you know the devils are in UK too. So I don't know how that go, but they just needed a kid to fit that birth certificate, so they probably got me, or they probably switched me and got them taking care of a demon child while I'm right here in a whole nother country. You never know what scams these people come up with. You get what I'm saying? So maybe they left a trust fund for Frankie, but they going through me to get it before the actual Frankie get it. Or maybe the Frankie that's with them ain't the real, and they got the real one right here and they trying to get it through me. It's something, but it's something. It's something. It's something. It's something. But if I'm not the real Frankie, why you bothering me? You just had to give me that identity so you could steal the money. But some money was gone when I was 14. And when I was 14, after they stole the money, they gave me the identity, but they stole the money already. You get what I'm saying? Because when I left the GED program when I was 14, they already had the money. So it's like they was trying to get me to get credentials for Frankie Williams. Just like they was trying to get me to get credentials for Frankie Jean-Pierre. But when I went to the GED program, they stopped that Frankie Jean-Pierre shit and said, Frankie Jean-Pierre ain't your name. It was never changed legally. Yeah. So they stopped that shit and they said Frankie Williams is not your name. But I'm not going to deny you a GED. And this is the closest we can get to your name. So Frankie Williams might not even be my name either. So all of these people, the sheriff, police, Pearl, Carol, all these people just fucked up my life for no reason. Because if I'm not actually Frankie Williams, you stole Frankie Williams' money, why are you bothering me? These people are so connected, they could have got fake ID as Frankie and went and collected the money. They didn't need me. So I think I need a DNA test to get the money. So if I'm not the actual Frankie Williams, DNA is not going to get you that money. You just going to look stupid. Or they might hit a dead end. Because maybe, and the only way they can hit a brick wall, because somebody said they're going to hit a dead end. The only way they can hit a dead end or a brick wall is if the real Frankie is dead. And you need that DNA to get whatever you got to get. Then the situation is over. Leave me alone. But the whole thing is, if I'm not Frankie Williams, then where did you get me from? And that's what somebody trying to cover up. You get what I'm saying? I'm not with this shit. Now I gotta die for nothing. Because a bunch of and then sheriffs, they don't gotta go to college to be a sheriff officer. These aggressive bullies and shit, they could pass a academy to get in even the cops. They don't have to go to college to be a cop. State troopers, you do, but not the other. So these cops might just not be that smart. They might be violent and tactical, but they might not be smart at all. And then when you fuck with, and then sometimes, especially when you cops that are part of like sex trafficking rings and shit, sometimes you could tell the wrong shit while having sex with certain people. Sometimes you just might fall for the wrong person because of the type of feeling they give you sexually. So some niggas like that's part of this ring, they when they come to like sex, they like I can't think of the word, but they like dumbfounded. You get what I'm saying? As long as you please them this way, it's like they don't use their brain. You get what I'm saying? So they might ride for certain people just because, like, if somebody suck your dick real good or fuck you real good and give you a good feeling you never had and ask you to bro, I got a problem with this bitch over here. Can you handle that? They'll do that for that person. That's a bitch driving you crazy. That's the definition of a bitch driving you crazy. You got to do all this stupid shit for this bitch. And that's what's going on. So it's just fucked up. But when I was reading the Bible, it said they was stuck and that a brother crossed a brother. So I don't know if that brother got taken over and then crossed his brother, but they said they stuck. A brother crossed a brother. And they told me to go out and tell the truth so I get help. Because these same like people like Jessica, they played her. Now once this group find out they got played, they on my side. Maybe, or maybe it's a whole nother group I'm supposed to be talking to, but they won't let me go out and get help. They want me to suffer for no reason. Some people that's above them, because these people might be above me, but not mentally. But after they make me slow, be above me mentally. But right now they're not above me. So people above them that own casinos and shit like that. People that's above them thinking they stole my father's money. So they giving them the okay to do whatever. They won't tell those people above them the truth. That ain't my father's money. Or maybe it is. But I never met him. And the father I met in 2018, yeah, I just don't think he would have that type of money. And these people like, oh, you and your mom worth trillions. No. Nobody could be worth that much, baby. No investment brings back that much, baby. No investment brings back trillions unless you flipping billions. And that's a big risk to do that. Nobody's willing to take that big risk to flip billions to get trillions. Nobody. Nobody's that stupid. So if it's trillions of dollars, where do you think it came from? The government. They're stealing trillions of dollars right now. That's why the shutdown happened. And so being that they stealing, they can easily bring $1 trillion to Trenton. Say this and lie to everybody in Trenton and say, we got this $1 trillion from Frankie. Like it's better to say you got it from me than from the government. It's better to say you got it from me than from the government, but they acting on their lie, and that's the problem. It's better to say you got it from me than from the government. Because if you run around the same way how they run around saying we stole Frankie money, right around and say we stole the government money, they won't do that because it'll be problems. So these government people following me everywhere. But while you following me, you getting robbed right now. It just. So when you get robbed this time, what are you going to say? That I stole your money? I was never a trillionaire. You think I will live here? They like, oh, she gave all her money away. She was smoking crack and prostituting. Bitch, ain't no crackhead giving away $1 trillion. You can never be broke with $1 trillion. So what I think is common sense might not be to certain people in the government. It just might not. It just really might not be common sense to them. Like they follow me like I'm hiding the money. I don't have your money. Stealing from the government is stealing from God. No. And that's why somebody said they didn't want me to have nothing. But somebody took to a further extent and said, oh, they don't want you to have nothing, not even a job. No, they just don't want me to indulge in any of y'all money that y'all stole from God or the government. I wasn't supposed to get none of that shit. Don't include me in that shit. But back to my daughter, they're trying to emancipate her, have a baby out of her. It's fuck, marry, and then kill. Unless she's dead already. And God already saw their plans and took my kids out the equation. And if my kids ain't in the equation, why are y'all still trying to include me in the equation? Why are you bothering me? Talking about, oh, make a video about us so we could sue you. What are you suing me for? What can you sue me for? Stolen government money? I don't have it. And if Frankie Williams not my real name, maybe under my real name, it is some government money. But I never collected it. Tell God him get his money back. Tell the government to go get their money back. But I don't have it, and I don't know how to give it to him. I just don't even know where to start to look for that type of money. But anybody dealing with trillions of dollars, but sometimes, like, if you a thief and you steal trillions of dollars, more than likely will put that money into somebody's name, and it might be a child's name, so they never find it. But I don't have that type of money. Like, Carol didn't have that type of money. She was on welfare when we came to New Jersey. She was on welfare when the paper food stamps was out. So I think these people just got me confused with somebody. And that's why the people up in New York said Trenton is they ignorant and stupid. Yeah. And they probably purposely lied to Trenton because of how corrupt the cops are. You get what I'm saying? The cops always trying to, you just can't say nothing in Trenton because people be wanting your connect just so they could get them locked up. You know? So it's just like the police is crazy here. They'll rob you and everything and kill you and rape you. All branches of the law enforcement here are like type evil. You know, it's kind of crazy, but it's like people who were involved probably didn't involve people in Trenton because those people in Trenton were being watched or attacked by the police, the same people they don't fuck with. You know? And right now it's like I'm smart. Smart as hell. But not smarter than some. I'm just smart to the point I see what they're doing. Most people can't see it because they have friends around. They might have family around, so they're always occupied and don't see shit. Right now, I'm by myself, and I've been that way for a while, even before I moved here. So I see the bullshit. Then when I try to do this, I see how they block it. I see how they reroute my calls. I see how they play me. Like right now, I went to go sign up, go to a drug program. They talking about, oh, your insurance is canceled. Why my insurance canceled? When I submitted documentation that I came from New York. I submitted documentation that I came from New York. You know what I'm saying? And I got my closeout letter and gave it to them. So why am I not approved? Now it's only Jayla on the Medicaid because they trying to emancipate her and let that be just her Medicaid. You get what I'm saying? They trying to take me out the equation. So now I can't go to rehab, but I could go to crisis. The government controls the hospital in crisis, but these rehabs are like independently owned. So I don't know. But I also know that somebody said we got more control over your government than you. And so government people who are following me, y'all are on a dummy mission. First of all, I'm not a man. I'm a female. I was born a female. They're trying to cover up my C-section scars and everything and put a dick on me. But they're on a dummy mission. Like you're on a mission that don't matter. They just got to make you think it matters. But they're on a mission that don't even matter. When the situation that matters, they're not including them in. Just be happy with your car. They might give it to you. Be happy with the money they giving you, which should be like $1,000 a week. Take that. They was giving junkies that back in 2000, like 17, 18. So you just take that. That's just to get you out the way. So you don't see a bigger picture that I don't know nothing about. You got to figure that out on your own. Yeah, but I'm done with this video, y'all. I can't do this no more.